Get ready with me while I tell you guys how my boyfriend and I met. I get asked this question all the time, especially when I post with him, and also on our anniversary, you guys were asking how we initially first met. If you guys remember, sometime in winter in 2025, I just downloaded Hinge. This was like maybe like October, November-ish era. But I do remember vividly telling you guys about it. I was on Hinge for about like 8 months, and I was kind of just like, I don't know, like I wasn't taking anything seriously. I was just having fun with it. And within that 8 months, I literally I was like, what the fuck is this app? This cannot be real. Like, I could not imagine someone actually meeting someone they liked. Because like literally every conversation I had on there, I was like, what the fuck? I can't believe people actually meet their soulmates on this app. Anyway, so moral of the story, I ended up just deactivating my account. I was just like, okay, like, this is not it. I was not having it, so I deactivated it. I kind of forgot I had it for a couple months, and then around the New Year's, I re-downloaded it. Actually, no, I do remember exactly when it was. It was Suni's birthday, so it was around March, and we were at her birthday dinner, and my friends were like, okay, so, like, how's Hinge going? And I was just like, wait, I completely forgot about that app. And so my friends convinced me to re-download it, which I did, and then I reactivated my account. If you didn't know, when you deactivate your account, people can still see your profile. It just gets like, it doesn't get pushed out to as many people. So when I reactivated, I had a bunch of like, people that liked my profile. And one of them just so happened to be my boyfriend, and so we ended up matching on Hinge, and we started like talking. For the first like 2-3 weeks of us talking, he thought I was a catfish. He thought I wasn't real because I never verified myself on Hinge, which I should have, but I was just kind of like, ugh, like I don't really feel like it. Like I was not taking this seriously at all. I was just kind of having fun with it, so I never did, and so he thought I was like fake. And around that time, I was going on a brand trip to Barbados, and mind you, he still thought I was a catfish at this point. And I was telling him, I was like, yeah, I'm on this trip in Barbados, and he was like, wait, my cousin's there. And I remember thinking, like, who's your cousin? Because almost like 90% of the brand trips I go on is just girls. And this brand trip just so happened to be a mix of girls and boys. And then he told me who his cousin was, and I went to go take a photo with him so I could send it to him, because that was literally the only way I could prove to him that I was real. And then he ended up texting his cousin anyways and was like, oh, like, is she there and is she real? But that is the moral of the story, and I just find it funny because there was some sort of connection there, because other than that, we had literally no mutuals. Like, I didn't know any of his friends, he doesn't know any of my friends, obviously because I moved to New York the year before. I literally didn't know anybody, but like, what are the freaking, like, I still think about it, we talk about it to this day, like, what are the odds and what are the coincidences that his cousin is on that trip that I was on? And I also almost didn't go on that trip because that was around the time I had just gotten back from Thailand, so I was like, I'm gonna be so tired, so jet lagged, I don't think I'm even gonna be able to like make this trip happen, but I somehow did, and it was the best decision ever because it was actually such a fun trip. That was the trip I met Rihanna in, and I actually, like, I passed it. Well, that was my second time meeting Rihanna, but that time I had an actual conversation with her and I almost passed away. Anyways, moral of the story is that dating apps can be a nightmare. You either get really lucky or really, really unlucky. But that's kind of the story of how we initially, like, met or started talking. The day we actually met is another story to tell, because that is another, like, 5-minute story time. Bye, guys.